Okay, I think I just saw. Did I just see something I didn't like? I might have just saw something I don't like. I don't know. I might have saw something I don't like. I don't know, man. I love my boy. Oh wait, I just realized my camera isn't on. Hold on. We're gonna fix that. Hold on. Give me 1 second. One minute, peeps. Let me see. I forget now that I use a different program. I have to do it a little differently. Let's see. Not available. Let's see. Give me 1 second. No, the stream isn't over. It's just not starting. I'm trying to. I totally forgot something to do something, and now it's like messing up. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see if it worked. Hey, it worked. All right, good. Good stuff. Oh, I forgot to turn my little people on. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. Nice. How everybody doing? Music isn't too loud, right? It's good. It's Gucci. What's up? I'll make you guys a little bit bigger. What's up, Josh? What's up, Tony? Placey, if you guys in here, hey, say hey, man. Say hey. Don't be shy. Say hey, so I can give you a hey back. Is the lighting okay? I feel like it's really dark in here. It's like really dark. Oh, hey, Impeccabull. Hey, Impeccabull, you actually supposed to be on here with me right now. Where are you? I swear, man. Hate that guy. Now he'll come in a minute. Let's see. Let me just set the stage for you, okay? Let me just set the stage for you about some things that we're gonna be talking about. First and foremost, once again, it's one of those situations where I have a take that I'm not gonna say is super controversial, because it's not. I don't think it's that controversial. I actually think that it's a pretty solid take, but I have been arguing with people all day about this, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. I really hope Ruru comes in here, because I was arguing with Ruru on Instagram about this. I do not get it. I don't understand the take. I think it's a pretty solid take. Hey Clan, how's your day? How's your day? Don't ask about my day. How's your day? Hey Clan, hey Isaac. Do you want Derek White back? I kind of want. No. Believe it or not, I don't want Derek White back. Okay, I don't want Derek White back. I think that Derek White being gone was the absolute best thing for the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah. Is there a lag? I don't think there is. It says my connection's good. Did the stream stop? Did the stream stop? That's not good. It says I'm still live, but let me see. Wait, you can hear me? Is the stream back? I guess it's back. Okay. I guess if it messes up, just refresh. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so listen. All right, we're talking, okay? We gotta have a talk, all of us. It's kind of hot in here. Hold on, let me turn my fan on. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right, guys. All right, let's have a talk. All right, so first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Dejounte Murray thing, okay? So a lot of you guys saw this tweet from Dejounte Murray, and you didn't think much of it. You might have saw it and you said, "Hey, I agree with that." And my whole take was, I don't think that everything that's true is not worth being said. Now, here's the problem. So if you don't know what happened, Ja Morant won MIP, okay? Ja Morant won MIP, and Ja Morant, he elected to give it to Desmond Baines. So he didn't necessarily want the award. He wanted to give it to his teammate, which Desmond Bain he should have been in there anyway. I didn't even think about that. It was like, yeah, Desmond Bain, that makes sense for him to get it. So he gave it to his teammate. Now, the thing is, here's the problem. So if you don't know, Dejounte Murray tweeted out when the finalists were announced, and it's deleted now, so I can't show you it, but he tweeted out that he wanted Ja Morant to get it. He said, go ahead and give it to my boy. Like, it was something in that realm, but he wanted Ja Morant to get it. At least that's what he said. Now, after Ja Morant actually got the award, that's when he tweeted this out, in which he just posted his stats. Now, there's articles that came out that said that there's a cryptic tweet. I don't think it was that cryptic. I think this is one of those situations not that cryptic. It was just blatantly saying, I deserve the award. I did all these accolades. I deserve the award. And I don't know how you can really interpret it any other way, unless you're being highly charitable towards Dejounte. I just don't see how you can interpret this any other way. Now, first and foremost, I do think Dejounte Murray should have won it. Like, I do believe that. Like, and this is one of the reasons, sure, but for the most part, I just believe that he should have won it. But the problem is, just because you have these stats, and just because you might feel like you're deserving of the award, doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go to social media publicly and talk about your stats. It's like, I'm not saying that this is, I'm not going to psychoanalyze them, but it seems just a little insecure. But not only that, I think if you put it in any other context, I don't think people will go for it. I could give you 3 right off the top of my head, okay? Actually, I can give you 4, 2 of which will be in the NBA, okay? Like I told you in the video previously that I made, if this happened in the Oscars and Denzel Washington won an award, an subjective award, and this is perfectly analogous, by the way. If he won the award, a subjective award, and then Leonardo DiCaprio, who was also a finalist, went to Twitter and posted all his accolades, or posted every movie that he was in, or posted how much screen time he was in the latest movie that he's being nominated for, I think that most people would come to the conclusion that he's saying that he deserved it and Denzel Washington did not deserve it. I think any rational person would come to that conclusion. Now, that's one scenario. Now, here's another scenario. Let's keep it like personal, okay? Let's say that you have a job and you won Employee of the Month, which there's some type of objectivity to that, but it's pretty subjective. And you won Employee of the Month. And then let's say you beat out Charles, okay? And then Charles goes to Facebook after you've become Employee of the Month, and Charles says all the things that he did that month that would merit him deserving the award. You would feel a little weird about it, right? Like, if he tweeted out something like, which I don't know why you even talk about this Employee of the Month, but if he tweeted this out or he posted on Facebook like, oh, I didn't get the award, you definitely deserved it, I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna beat you, maybe like with a wink wink or something. That's okay. But if you start talking about all the reasons you deserved it, I think any rational person would come to the conclusion that you're a little bitter, but also you're kind of diminishing my own accomplishment here. Now, John Morant, sure, he gave it away, and John Morant is just that guy, right? And I think it was a good thing to do, especially for his team. Actually, I don't even know how they're doing right now. I do want to look this up. Mid-segment, I'm sorry. Down by 6. Sheesh. Hopefully I get to catch the end of that. But anyways, that's besides the point. Back to my point. Crap. Here we go. But you would be a little irritated by that. Now here's another scenario. Okay, let's just keep it in house. Let's keep it in the realm of the NBA. If this happened and John Morant, as he did, or yes, say Dejounte won the award, and then John Morant posted all of his stats, I'm pretty sure it will be on ESPN and FS1 that John Morant is upset that he didn't get this individual award, and people will be going crazy. Spurs fans will not be happy. I'm sorry. I just have a hard time believing that we all would just be cool and chill. I would go in on John Morant, and I know you guys would too. That's another scenario. Here's a second scenario, and this is like basically the same scenario. What if it happened with like LeBron James, right? Like, and here's the thing. It can't happen with LeBron, it'd be everywhere. But here's the thing. The problem with this is, especially with like the discourse that's surrounding it, is that a lot of fans, Spurs fans in general, are basically saying like, no, it's normal for this to happen. And young players, they voice their concerns. And it's like, no. You can tell me one player that's done this. This doesn't happen. Players don't win awards. And here, perfect example. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Then Mikal Bridges. What did he do? I don't follow him on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? Because he responded as well to not winning. Crap. Dang it. Because he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, which is crazy, but maybe it wasn't on here. Okay, I actually don't know where it was. Oh, was this it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, right here. Congrats to Marcus Smart for real. Happy they start realizing it ain't easy guarding mother effers on the island every night. Very much deserved. I appreciate everybody that was rocking with me. LOL, will be okay. It's a blessing to even be a part of the convo. This is how you respond. This is how you respond to that. Now, sure, you can look at this and you say, well, is he lying? No, Dejounte Murray's not lying. These are his stats, okay? He took a screenshot of it, which from State Muse, which I actually don't know who posted this originally. I saw this a while ago. But he took the screenshot and he posted it. Yes, this is a factual statement. Yes, these are your stats. These are your stats. Sure. You should have won most improved player of the, yeah, I agree. Sure. But like, John Morant deserved it too. And I know a lot of people have said, well, what about everything that Dejounte Murray has went through this season? What about the injury? What about, like, that's fine, bro. It's a lot of things that he went through. But at the same time, let's just keep an objective mind here. John Morant went through a lot too. This season, he went through a lot. He's been injured every single year over his 3 year tenure. Yes, he's won awards, but he deserved those awards, and he deserved it too. And not only that, this season alone, he had to step away from social media because his own fans were telling him that he didn't deserve to be on the court. People were trying to tell him that he's not the leader of his team, that they're better without him. And it really did hurt him to the point where he looked like he was in tears trying to talk about it. He went through a lot. Players go through a lot. Lots of players go through things. Okay, every player go through things. My favorite player, Manu Ginobili, he went through things. He went through injuries. He go through stuff. Every player goes through it. I'm just saying that that's not an excuse to do it. You could have responded any type of way. It could have been like, I'm happy you won it, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna do better. Whatever. I'll do better than that. Like whatever. But you don't respond like this. No. Look, you can say that people look too into it, but I'm telling you, it's not like that. It's not like I can't even say it out loud. But
hello.
Just trust me when I say it's not like that. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Glenn. Hey, Jack.
Hey, man. God, that voice is so smooth.
Thank you.
You scared the crap out of me though. I was in the middle of a rant. I thought the chat was talking to me.
I was waiting. I wasn't trying to cut you off or nothing. You can continue.
I didn't even know you were in here.
No, I was waiting. I was like, well, I ain't gonna call Glenn because he's in the middle. He sounds like he's in the middle of something. So I was just waiting for a good moment.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say this because I saw this quote that was actually sent to me from Swish Hill, and this is the assistant coach of Texas, and I love this. Like he's not talking. I don't think he's talking about Dejounte directly, obviously, but I love this. Don't complain about the results when you didn't put in the work. Don't complain even if you did put in the work. Complain is for losers. You're not a loser. I like that. It's good. It's real good. Good stuff. And another thing too, and I was just going to end on this and then, I'll get your take on it. Mr. Murray, Dejounte Murray's dad. We haven't always seen eye to eye, me and him, but we're pretty cool now. I like him. We're cool now. He apologized. We talked. He unblocked me, so that's cool. So I can see his tweets now. And this is what he had to say. The results would have been different if we was still in the playoff picture. True. I agree. Yes. And then he says, DJ is still the most improved player in my book. Sure. Yeah. I think most people agree with that. Then he says, but congratulations to the young man that won. No time to hate. DeJounte will continue growing and being great. That is a good response from a dad. Now, not perfect if DeJounte posts this whole thing, but this is a good response. Give the other person their credit, but it just wasn't the time. And this isn't one incident, okay? If this was just one incident, sure, you guys can say, oh my God, Clay, you're tripping, bro. It's just one. No, it happens all the time. It happened with the Josh Primo thing. It happened when he went to the bench and then he unfollowed his teammates. It happened when he went to the bench and then he took point guard out of his bio. It happens all the time. It happened just recently when he said that he wanted Ja Morant to be MIP and then he deleted it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. DJ reported Ja on his IG. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, but this was his initial reaction as well. Okay, he also posted this after he won. So yeah, I don't know. I'm chill. Go ahead, bro. What's your thoughts on it? We talked about it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let me bring.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on this. I think that. I understand where DJ's coming from. I understand his emotions and everything.
Me too.
I mean,
I get it.
By all means, I feel like it's fair. It's fair to feel the way he did. It's fair to even. I'm not even too mad at him posting his stats. I mean, it's a combination of all of the little things that he does or has done throughout the years. That's kind of like. It makes him, when he posts something like that, it makes him look a little self-centered, especially when, it comes off as if, to the discredit of the other people who were going for the award, it's like, so he, in his mind, he was the only person really deserving of that award. No, Darius Garland and Ja weren't deserving of it comparatively to him, which I don't think is true. That being said, I still think he deserved to win it, but it's kind of like, really and truly, what narrative did compared to Ja, and I personally always say narratives win season awards. What narrative did DJ have this year? None really. If he had carried the Spurs like maybe to play in like the last playing game and played his heart out and we lost in that fashion, maybe they would have given it to him. Maybe that would have been the one thing that the voters needed to push him over the edge because he finished second in MIP voting. So maybe that would have been the thing to push him over the edge and really get him that award. But he kind of just no-showed the last game. Granted, he was sick the entire time going into it, but still, what narrative did he have compared to John Morant essentially being the number one option on the Memphis Grizzlies and carrying them to the playoffs as the second seed in the West?
And if you basing that off of last season, what were they? 8th seed?
8th seed.
8th seed.
And the thing was, he got into the play-in that time too.
And
he got through the play-in. That's 8th seed.
And I need to say this, okay? I need to say this because everybody in the chat, I understand where you guys are coming from. Okay, I get it. I know Phil's my boy. He's mad at me because he said I'm not validating DJ's emotions. No, look, I understand that he's upset, but I'm just saying that a lot of people around the league get upset about things, and it's not about your emotions being the problem. It's about how you react to them. Like how do you go about it? But that's not what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say this, okay? Without giving anything away, I'm gonna say this. I've gotten messages from people that are around the Spurs that have also had the same take that I've had. So people that know DJ like more than any of us, more than me, more than you guys, anybody, they've also had the same take that it wasn't a good look. People that are around the team, that's their take. I'm not gonna go like deep into it or anything. And I know a lot of people just gonna be like, "Oh, dude, you're just telling a story. You don't know." Like, I'm being honest, but whatever. It's not just me, okay?
No, yeah.
It's not just me. I'm sorry. I was giving you room to talk.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's
stop the cap. See, I knew it. I knew it. It's fine. Say I was capping, whatever, bro. It had the same thing with the Kawhi thing.
I mean, it's not crazy to assume that even people in the organization would have a problem with him even posting it. It's the entire Spurs culture it demands a certain level of humility. Granted, I don't think he's the only player that's ever had this type of response. He's probably been the most vocal about it. But you've had guys like even like when Russell Westbrook won the MVP. James Harden was pretty adamant that he should have won.
Wait, don't they hate each other?
James and Russell aren't they don't dislike each other.
I don't think they like each other. I thought they didn't like each other.
I don't know if they don't. I don't know if I wouldn't go as far as to say they don't like each other because they just recently played with each other. But
they didn't like each other.
It's I even give you a better example because this is somebody that he doesn't like. When Giannis won MVP, Harden was adamant that all Giannis does is run and dunk.
Oh, well, that would have been before.
That's all he does.
I'm sorry. They started hating each other later. You're right.
Okay.
It was probably already something a little underneath the surface though. But go ahead.
Yeah, but then you saw the narrative that Giannis is run and dunk. And so it's not the first time that we've seen a guy get upset because he didn't win an award or he didn't feel as though he got recognition. It's just that the way that DJ went about it, especially whilst being a part of the Spurs, is kind of, and if he was part of another organization, I think it would be a bit different, or the narrative would be a bit different for him. But because he's part of the Spurs, because we are more of a low-key group, because we don't really draw too much attention to ourselves at that type of manner, it kind of brings on a negative light onto the entire team, not just on him.
Well,
it's represent.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I was just gonna say it's representative of the entire franchise, not especially because he's the best player on the team right now. It's representative of the entire franchise, not just him.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say if any other player would have done this, I think that it would have got like more buzz. It's just the fact that it's the Spurs where nobody really cares. I'm sorry if Ja did this, people would be talking about it. Spurs. I know you guys. I know people can say they wouldn't be. I just have a hard time believing that you wouldn't be a little irritated. And I want to keep this. In perspective as well. Just being honest and being more self-aware. The reason why I'm so heated about this, initially, I wasn't crazy, like upset about this. I was just like, even in the video, if you watch it, I'm pretty chill about it. I say that my piece, I keep the same take, that I just think that it's not the right way to go about it. And I moved on, but it just seemed like I started getting messages and strong disagreements on this where I just don't get it. I just feel like there's a bias. It's a huge bias. I'm sorry, if anybody else did this, we would get on their heads. Like, we all would be in unison right now saying, yo, he deserved it, not you. Like, why are you sitting here? You know, but and DJ, yes, I do think he deserved that award. I'm more of an advocate for people getting the award that aren't necessarily MVPs, but make that next jump. And obviously, Ja Morant also feels that way, the fact that he gave it away. But I just think that it's a little, I don't know, man. I just think it's a little strange. It's not a good way he went about it. It's not that I hate him or like I highly dislike him or like anything like that. It's just stuff like this. It's not just the first time. It happens all the time. It seems like every other. Nah, I won't say that. I won't go that far, but it seems like at least each season is something, or at least a few times a season where it's like, what was that? Like, you know, even the Josh Primo thing, when he did the cringe face with Josh Primo when he got drafted, I initially said that was not a good look. I said that, like, I think I said that live. I might have was live and I said that when he did it.
I think you were live.
Yeah, and I was like, that's not good. But people interpret it differently. But any which way you interpret it, I still thought it was bad. Like, even people said, well, he's thinking about his own job. It's like, yeah, but that's Josh Primo's moment. Or, yeah, but people are already talking bad about him. And I was talking crazy too. What'd you say?
I was saying, hey, if I know Joshua Primo as a point guard, taking a point guard this high in the lottery, and it makes my position kind of insecure, especially because he's so young. What does that mean for me? Am I gonna get traded? Yada yada. So I was like, you know, but I agree to a certain extent. I won't call him a flat out diva, but there's a little bit of diva attitude with DJ. That sometimes that's just with some NBA players. That's just how they are, you know. Yeah. Sometimes he has his diva moments. I won't go so far as to say that they're completely unwarranted when he feels like that, or they're completely even negative. But I guess it's because this type of team is just not really used to having a big diva, and even then, you know, not recently. I think we've been kind of spoiled to an extent in not having a diva, really.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi was the last diva, and we were blindsided about that. We had no idea he was. And he got worse when he left. And
he's a quiet diva, so it's kind of like it was kind of just out of nowhere, one big thing all at once, you know.
Yeah, and with DJ, I would. I don't know if he's a bigger. That's the thing. Like, I know people be like, "Oh my God, you call him?" I don't know if he's a bigger diva than like Tony Parker, though. You know, like they're probably right there.
And that was the one other guy I was like,
yeah,
nah, Tony's done some things that if it was another team, he would have been kicked off the team a long time ago. But they stuck strong to Tony really hard. But he did some pretty big things that you don't do as a teammate. Let's say.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible. You know
that was.
You know, Tony did that. DJ, I think the worst, because he had those girl problems too, where he got accused of leaking her nudes. That was terrible. If that was true, allegedly. Allegedly, yeah. Hard to be MIP on a lottery team. Wait, what? Oh yeah, true.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's what I was saying about the narrative thing. If he's leading this team to the playoffs, if he puts up a valiant effort in the play-in and wins wins the first game and then loses like the next game in the play-in, you know, if he's putting up big stats and has big moments throughout the season, you know, it's crazy to say that even with the stats that he did post, I mean, it's the big moments, you know.
Yeah,
it's the big moments. That's what people really care about. It's the big moments. Narrative makes championships.
Well, DeJounte's dad was right. I mean, he kind of summed it up too. Like, if he made the playoff picture, it would have been a different story. But look, so it sounds like we're both kind of on the same page here, that Dejounte Murray, the way he went about this, we both agree was pretty wrong.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah, I think so. I might be a little harder on it, but I get more irritated with how people reacted to it, where it's like I'm the crazy one. Like, what's wrong with you to think that? It's like, come on, man. Like, if this was any other context, people would say that this is wrong. If it was the Oscars, if it was LeBron, if it was Ja who did it to DJ, if it was employee of the month, if you were employee of the month and your coworker did this, like, yeah, you would say that this is wrong. Like I don't want to. Yeah. I don't buy that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go into this next segment. Okay. You ready? Ready, Impeccable?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me see. I actually do want your take on this. I don't think I've talked to you about this really. So once again, I made a video. If I can even find my video, here it is. In which I said I really, really want Kyle Anderson back. Like, I really thought that if Kyle Anderson came back to the Spurs, we would be in pretty decent shape. And I have some reasons for that, like quite a few reasons for that, that I hope I expressed well. But under the video, it is a whopping no. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Where was one that I saw? Okay, Dang Clan, I'm usually on you on the ands page, on the same page, I guess he meant, with your thoughts, but this one I have to break with you on. And that's kind of how it seemed like most of these people, because most of you guys, like, I've seen you before, and most of the time you kind of agree with me, and that's not always good. You know, sometimes I want some disagreement, and it's fun to disagree, but man, there was a lot of no's. You serious, bro? No. Just stop with this, please. Hell no. Oh, hell no. No slow-mo. No. Sorry, no. Like, oh my God, guys. Like, okay. All right. Okay. First and foremost, how do you feel about it? And then I'll give my take. How do you feel about Kyle?
I'm always, slow-mo has a special place in me. I always like players like slow-mo. I loved Boris Diaw when he was here. I love Swiss Army knife guys who you can insert in a lineup and they do certain functions for your team. I always felt like when Kawhi wasn't playing, Kyle was the guy there that really saved our floor as a team. He really made the smart plays, always made the good plays. And when we let go of him, it was mainly because we thought he would have more playing, or Pop thought he would have more playing opportunity in Memphis, and he would get paid more in Memphis as well. So with his contract going out and us having a vacancy at the power forward position, I have zero clue who we're going to draft or what we're going to draft or what we're going to go about doing. But personally, I wouldn't be opposed to even bringing him back on a good contract for the next two years, to our 2+1 with our 2+1 as in 2 years and a team option for the third year, if we're in any position to make a long-term run. I think if we do get the right guys in free agency, if we do make the right types of moves in free agency, along with drafting well, he can really make us a really well-rounded team. That's what Kyle does. He's a ceiling guy, and he's a bit of he's a floor raiser, and he's a bit of a ceiling guy because of how he raises your ceiling. As a playmaker, as a defender, as a smart scorer, and he fits within the system very well. I'm not opposed to bringing him back at all.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I know that a lot of people are like, dude, he's so slow. Guys, you got to keep in mind, a player like Kyle Anderson, like Impeccabull said, can fit on almost every roster, if not every roster actually, because he can play 1 through 5 basically, and more than likely 1 through 4. He can play point forward. He can be a spot up shooter for you. He can run the floor. He can set up your half court offense. And a lot of people have said, well, he's just too slow. And you're just blatantly wrong. If you look at here and people say he won't fit on our team because we're a fast break team. Well, if you look here, actually, the number 1 fast break team in the NBA are the Memphis Grizzlies, the team in which he's on. And we're 9th. So he would fit in with us perfectly. Another thing as well that I would like to bring up is the fact that we're going to have a much different team next season. Like, I just believe that. I think that a few guys are going to go. I feel like Lonnie's probably be gone. Don't be surprised if I'm not going to just throw some names out there, just to do it. But just don't be surprised if some of these young guys are probably gone come draft day. Like, that's just my take on it, especially if we end up at 9th. But I just think that overall, I could see this team being completely different. And Kyle Anderson would be a really nice glue guy just to have. where while these guys are developing, he can come in and just play any role. I'm not expecting him to come in and get like 20 plus minutes necessarily. I'll be cool with like 15, 16. But he can come off the bench. He doesn't have a huge ego. Mm-hmm. He can start. You can do whatever you want with Kyle Anderson, and that's the perfect type of player that you want. And he plays. Some people have said this, and I completely disagree with this. People have actually made the argument that Kyle Anderson wasn't good with the Spurs, and I'm sorry, but he was one of the very few bright spots when Kawhi Leonard left. When Kawhi Leonard went ghost, he was one of the very few bright spots of this team. Like, he was taking over defensively. He was taking over so many defensive assignments. He's an underrated defender, good rebounder. Like, overall, he will be perfect for the team. Not necessarily saying long-term option, obviously, but you can't convince me that he will be better on this team than, say, like Doug right now, because I am not high on Doug McDermott.
Oh yeah. I know. I 100% agree. Kyle. And I like LJ is going off in the chat about how you would rather get Kyle than you keep Lonnie. And yes, for whatever even the money situation would be in that situation, yes. Because the thing with the difference between like a guy like Lonnie or guys like Lonnie is that you get guys like Lonnie and they don't have a defined role on your team. There's not a defined role for what he does or what his skill set does. When Kyle Anderson comes onto your team, he's a role player, but he's a multi-role player. Okay, he can make, plays defense. He'll hit his open shots. You know, he'll pass the ball off on fast breaks, which is his best fast break opportunity. He's not usually the fast break finisher, but he passes it to the guy who is on the fast break, and he knows how to get the ball to them. He's a good rebounder. He would fit on this team very well, and he would do the things necessary to help us win games. I mean, he's a winning player. That's clear to see because he helped us win when Kawhi wasn't here. Mm-hmm. He went to Memphis, helped them win, gained a ton of value to the point that we're not going to be if when Kyle Anderson enters free agency, if we are even interested in him, we're not going to be the only team that's interested in Kyle Anderson. There's going to be a multitude of teams that are interested in signing him because he's a winning player. That's what he does. Yeah,
and the thing about Lonnie Walker, if you even do that comparison, Lonnie Walker right now in certain circumstances he can get exposed, and sometimes he looks pretty bad. Now he's super young, and I think Lonnie Walker's only getting better. And I like post Derek White trading Lonnie Walker. I thought he was pretty good, but overall he can be exposed. You don't really expose Kyle Anderson. And another thing too, I'm gonna ask the chat something, okay? Because this is where I'm going to show you that you're kind of full of it. Let me ask you something. If Boris Diaw, okay, let's say Boris Diaw was still, doing his thing in the NBA, would you want him back? Let's just see what they say. Would you want? Actually, hold on. I got a better idea. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post a poll.
Would you want Boris Diaw back? That's a crazy question.
If he was, 28? I should say 28. Well, obviously you don't want Boris Diaw back now because he's so old.
But peak Boris? Come on. Or not peak Boris, excuse me. Spurs Boris.
Yeah, Spurs Boris. I think that's pretty apparent. Like, let's see what they say. If I want the man who bodied LeBron back, yes. Let's see. W. All right, let's see where we're at. We're at. Oh crap! You can't see it on the screen, but we're at 93 right now. Mm-hmm. We're at 93%. How many people vote? About 50. I think that it's gonna get up there. All right. Okay. Okay, you guys want Boris Diaw back, right? Okay. All right. What did Boris Diaw do for the San Antonio Spurs? And I'm talking about this roster, by the way. You bring Boris Diaw back to this roster. What did Boris Diaw do for the Spurs?
You want me to say it, or you want somebody in chat to say it, Glenn?
Oh, both. Hey, you can say it. Yeah, you're very articulate.
I mean, everything that Kyle Anderson would do.
Oh,
I can't
really?
imagine Boris would do anything different.
Oh, well, I'll be darned.
I
Huh?
almost say that people are addicted to names, and they can't separate the name from the player, despite having similar play styles and similar efficiency.
Exactly. Because here's the thing: if our boy Kyle Anderson was on the 2014 San Antonio Spurs, he would have a ring. You wouldn't lose a whole bunch of anything, and he will be known as one of the Spurs legends from 2014. That's what he'd be known for. Tiago, I don't know how many times I hear how great Tiago Splitter was. I'm sorry, I can separate it. Okay, Tiago Splitter wasn't bad. Okay, he was a very skilled finesse big man. That's what he was. He was a finesse big man. But bro, if Tiago Splitter was on this team right now, everyone would hate him. But he's seen as, a great player in Spurs history. And I'm sorry, if Kyle Anderson would have came to the Spurs, a couple seasons? Because when did he get drafted? 2015, 2016? 2015, I think.
He got 2014, 2015, so the year after we won the...
Okay.
Year after? I think the year after. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or the off season of us winning.
Okay. Yeah. I just feel like if Kyle Anderson was on this team, or if Kyle Anderson was on that 2014 team, you guys without a doubt would say, yes, I want him back. Like quickly, if Kyle Anderson was on the team. It's just a matter of he was on a team that not very memorable, that kind of came up short, and you just don't remember him. It's like, whatever. It's like, no, Kyle Anderson was really good. I really wanted him to come back. And after we lost him to the Memphis Grizzlies, it was like, go make your money. But now his role has kind of diminished a little bit. I would say that he still has utility in the NBA. Like any team would use a Kyle Anderson, especially a championship caliber team. But I feel like we can kind of negotiate to get that salary a little lower, because he's not getting his use as much as he was previously. I feel like we can negotiate on that. And if we can get him at the right price, I don't see why you wouldn't want Kyle Anderson.
I don't even think I presume he's not going to go back to the Grizzlies, because, if you look at it, even his stats from last year. Last year, he averaged 12 points, only 1.5 turnovers to 3, about 4 assists, around 6 rebounds. He shot decent percentage from free throw. He shot a decent percentage from 3. On good efficiency all around. Around 54% true shooting, or effective field goal percentage, which is just true shooting. So that's just last year, and he played a lesser role this year. He played off the bench essentially, because you had emergent players in Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks came back, Jaren Jackson was relatively healthy this year. So it's like, and even then, he didn't do a bad job this year. So it's kind of like that. That's just what kind of player you're talking about with Kyle Anderson. Comparatively to even like a Boris Diaw, at 28 years old, Boris was averaging 11 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Is that the same exact free throw percentage that Kyle? No, it's a little bit better. So he was averaging 68% of the free throw line. Kyle's averaging about 64 right this year, which isn't great. But all around, their games are similar, and only thing that Boris had more of was a starting role and more minutes. You know? Yeah. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, and I guess I don't think I think people are kind of, I don't know, we've kind of mythologized Boris Diaw to a little bit of an extent, if you don't think Kyle Anderson could do exactly what Boris Diaw did when he was here, or even at 28 years old, let's say. And
it's all about that 2014 year, man, because I'll be honest.
It's that 2014 year.
That's all, because I'll tell you this. I was very vocal about this, and this is like early Instagram. Okay, this one Instagram. I don't even know if it did videos. But I was very vocal on this, that I didn't necessarily want Marco Bellinelli over Gary Neal. Like I was way bigger on Gary Neal. Marco Bellinelli won a championship, and he was good that year. He won 3-point contest, and he was like pretty efficient for us. But I just felt like you could have put anybody else in that puzzle that was a sharpshooter, and we would have did just fine.
Exactly.
But moving forward, when he was coming back, everybody was excited. Like, oh my God, Marco Bellinelli's coming back. And even me, I was like, oh, it's cool. I'm happy to have him back. But everybody was just excited about it. But at the same time, I was thinking in the back of my head, I don't know how well this is gonna go, and obviously Spurs fans end up hating him when it was all said and done. So I don't know. All I'm saying is, don't get blindsided by Kyle Anderson not being on the championship team, because if he was, everyone would want him right now. But overall, I said this like so many times before, and I know it sounds weird, but if I was up and coming, like I was a college player, or not college player, I had to be younger than that, like a high school player, middle school player, or whatever, and I had to base my game off of someone, I would base it off of Kyle Anderson, because it's maybe a few reasons. Number one, he has the type of game where he's not necessarily going to be like stupid famous. Okay, you'll be able to go out and like get a beer or something. Like, people aren't just going to bombard you. There's going to be a few people that say, "Oh, look, it's Kyle Anderson," and other people like,
if he's on the right team. If he's on like the Lakers, well, then they would. I mean, they would love him if he was on the Lakers.
Maybe. Let me see. Lakers roster. There's no one on the roster where you'll say, like,
yeah, but if he was a Lakers player, he would make enough winning plays, and he would have enough airtime on TV they would love him.
True.
That's kind of the thing with a guy like Kyle Anderson. Yeah, I mean, it's because he has a tool set. You know, that's what he has. He has a tool set.
Yeah. True. Well, I was gonna say this, and his by the way, his defense is very underrated. Let me just bring.
It's underrated. It's good. I think in recent years, especially in Memphis, he's gotten some good recognition for it. I think the first year I really noticed was the year that Kawhi wasn't there, and we had a game against. It was a game where we were playing. Was it against it was against Golden State, and he was playing defense on Kevin Durant. I was like, he did a good job of guarding Kevin Durant, and then I really watched it. Even though he's slow, he has such good IQ on both sides of the floor that he usually knows where to be in order to best contest shots or best defend a good long-rangey player. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. I think to at least from what I'm seeing in chat, he's a bit underrated, especially by Spurs fans. I don't think they understand just what he does, and it's because it doesn't pop off the screen really.
Yeah, he just doesn't pop off the screen. That's all it is. And you could say, like, oh, he's so slow. Strangely enough, he actually utilizes his slowness very well. Like,
it's a weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's a weapon. Like, it's so hard to block his shot because of it. It's very strange. He's a very unique player, and the Spurs didn't draft him just for nothing, okay? The guy can play. But one thing I was going to mention as well, and I'm trying to bring this up. I was just trying to have some type of... Because just to finish off my point, like, when it comes to Kyle Anderson, one thing that I said as well is, like, the reason why I would base my game off of Kyle Anderson, not only because I wouldn't have to be famous, I would be making millions and not have to be famous, but number two is his skill set, like I said earlier, can go on any team. Like, you will be able to play. I literally can see him playing as long as he actually want to play, because his IQ is so high till any team could use somebody like that just for his brain alone. Anyone can use that him, just to give either their point guard a break, their small forward a break, their power forward a break. You can utilize him as a catch and shoot guy. Like, it's so good. He's a vocal teammate. Everything about him is pretty great.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting here saying I expect Kyle Anderson to come to the Spurs and be like a star or anything. But some of you guys, because I just saw this, LJ end up saying this. LJ always against me. I feel like you just go against me, just go against me. But LJ, you said that he would be the worst. I think this is what you said. He would be the worst player on the team. Like, if he came to the Spurs.
And that's not true.
He would be the highest IQ player right off the bat. I'm sorry, but he would. Hold on, I'm about to make another poll.
I even dare say he'd probably be, honestly, maybe the depending on who we draft. Based on this current team at least, he'd probably be the third best player on the team. I would say.
Third? Ooh, that's high.
I don't really want to put him over Jakob, and I'm not gonna put him over DJ. But I think he probably will be third. I think that's fair.
Think he'll be third? Let me see.
I think slightly better than Keldon. Even though Keldon is great, I think his utility is far better than Keldon's.
Oh no, it is easy. Do you want Kyle Anderson to come back? Because some people be quiet. They don't really jump into the chat. especially when you got somebody like LJ who's so aggressive.
And I think I was gonna actually say this too. My biggest thing with getting a guy like Kyle Anderson, if you draft a power forward in the draft, what better mentor would you want than Kyle Anderson as a veteran for that rookie? You know, especially if they're a power forward. He has, perfect. Because of his intangibles, because of his IQ, because of the way he plays the game, he could really pass on some valuable tools as a mentor to a younger player, whilst also playing alongside them. You know, that those type of things aren't really thought of when you're talking about free agents. But, you know, sometimes you get vets for that specific purpose, just to train other guys on your team, just to teach them how to play the game the way that you would want them to. You know, exactly. even if they're supposed to be a better player than that, picking up good tools from a good role player is never a bad thing.
No, and he's so fundamentally sound that anyone can basically learn from him. Like, I just don't understand I understand if you say, hey, I don't want him to take up the new guy's minutes. Okay, fine. Like, I'm not going to argue with that, you know, with you on that one. I don't think he would, but whatever. But it's the people that's very adamant on saying, no, he's slow, I don't want him. It's like, do you not recall Kyle Anderson? He was such a good playmaker, and he was so good around the rim. He was, and not only that, one thing I want to add is, hold on, let me bring up Kyle Anderson, because I think this is something that people don't keep in mind when it comes to him. Hold on, let me bring this up. Let's see. Okay, so this is not anything to sneeze at. So Pop, as we know, is very iffy on minutes, and it didn't necessarily take him long to play in these games. Literally his second year, he played in 78 games. Like, Pop saw the utility of him. And the thing about this is this. Now, you're looking at this and you're like, bro, it's only 16 minutes, bro. Like, he only started 11 times. Do you know who was on this roster? For him to have any type of playing time at all, it speaks volumes of him. Hold on, let me see if I can go to our roster. This was one of the most stacked rosters the Spurs ever seen. I was like, dude, we definitely win championship. It's a shame we didn't. Let me see. I believe this was the roster, right? Yeah, here it is. You had LaMarcus Aldridge. You had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, obviously Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard. I guess we had Danny Green there. Even Andre Miller was a good pickup at the time. Patty Mills, Jonathan Simmons, and David West. And David West was a huge pickup in which he was actually like ring shopping. Like, he was just searching for a ring. So he ran to this team because he wanted a ring. And that's the thing. That's how good this team was. And the fact that he was still able to scratch in there and get some type of playing time speaks volumes of him, because he was the youngest on this team, right? Yeah. He was by far the youngest. Well, Ray McCallum.
I think so. Besides, No,
he was the youngest. I'm looking at the youngest? Yeah, I'm looking at the dates right here. He was the youngest.
Well, I know he had the least amount of years in the league. I don't know if Kawhi was younger at the time, because we drafted Kawhi after he was, I want to say sophomore.
Kawhi was born in 91. Kyle Anderson was born in 93.
Okay, yeah, so he was the youngest. Yeah,
he was the youngest. Ray McCallum was 91. Yeah, the youngest was born in 91.
Or 93. But yeah.
93, I'm sorry. And then next was 91. So yeah, 2 year difference. And yet still, and you can even see here with the experience. You can see Boba on here, but you can see here with the experience, he had the least amount of experience as well. Well, I mean, I guess that would have been obvious, but and Jonathan Simmons was there, but he was he was older. But yeah, my point is, Pop saw something in him early, and he really did help that team, and he was on a stacked roster, averaging 16 minutes per game. Like that's not something that you just need to be like, oh, he was whatever. Like, no, he was a good player. And he's going to be one of those players that go down in history where it's like he played all this time and people are going to scratch their heads if you don't know him and say, how the heck did he stay in the NBA averaging like 6 minutes a game or 6 points per game? But he's just that good.
Yeah, no, I think he's the reason why he played all that time when he was on that team at the age he was because he's a high IQ guy. And like I said, he's not a stat sheet guy. I think people are too casual. I don't want to say casual fans, but a lot of casual fans are obsessed with stats. They look at stats. That's what they buy into. He's a utility guy. Yeah. I'm not saying that he is some big time scorer. He's gonna come in and play a big role that's gonna get the playoffs. But he makes the right winning plays that are gonna get you high into give you a chance to get into the playoffs if you have a good team. That's what he does. Even looking at last year, people saying he's washed. Look at what he did last year. Mm-hmm. This year he had a lesser role because he was pushed to the bench by just the roster that the Memphis Grizzlies have. And that's not on him as a player. That's him on the team.
Yeah,
that's him playing a role on the team as a utility guy, which is what he is.
Yeah,
I don't know if people understand the point of having a utility guy, but there's a big point to having utility guys on your team. They play roles, and that's what we actually kind of lacked this year. That's why a lot of our guys will go out there and look like they don't really have a purpose because they're not utility players. They have a role, but they don't do multiple things on the floor at any one time. Like Doug McDermott, when he was on the floor,
yep,
you know what he's doing.
Yep,
there's only one thing he does, and even the other thing that he does, which he does, and this was one of the big statistical things that he does, he finishes at a high rate at the rim. He couldn't even get to the rim because we don't have any other spacers really. And by the time Keldon was a spacer, that was way later in the season when he wasn't playing.
Yeah. And I was gonna.
So it's.
No, you're completely right. He would have way more utility than some players on the team already. Like just like Lonnie Walker, the reason why people see Lonnie Walker and we're like, bro, what the heck? What is he doing? What's going on? It's because if he's not scoring, if he's not being aggressive, he doesn't really have that much of an impact on the team. He's not a super great catch and shoot guy, not really. He can do other things, but he has to be aggressive. And when he's not, it's just like, ugh. What Kyle Anderson, he can kind of just do almost everything, and he's not necessarily going to hurt you. Like at the end of the day, you're going to have a pretty nice plus. With the plus minus, more than likely he's going to be in the plus, or he's not going to leave you with a lot of minuses. That's all I got to say. He's going to either keep you above water, like head above water, or full on like helping you win those games. I was gonna say this because this is a narrative as well, which I don't think none of you guys have said this. Okay, no one in the chat has said this, but this is a narrative that goes around quite a bit, where people say, and it's not just with Kyle, they do it with everybody, every Spurs player, but they say like, well, dude, when he was with the Memphis, they actually used him, and when he was with the Spurs, they didn't. You're just wrong. Because a lot of people say that some players just get better as they leave the Spurs, and you're just completely wrong. If you look right here, in particular, his last season with the Spurs, he played 74 games, started 67. When he went to the Grizzlies the year after, 43 games, started 40. Minutes per game with the Spurs last, 26 minutes, or about 27 minutes. And then with the Grizzlies, about 3 minutes more. And then if you scroll down here, points, he went from 7.9 to 8. Blocks basically virtually stayed the same. Steals basically stayed the same. Assists stayed the same. Defensive rebounds stayed the same. Offensive rebounds stayed the same. Free throw percentage went down. Let's see. 2-point percentage went up slightly. Still about the same. 3-point percentage went down. Field goal percentage went slightly up, barely, about like 2%. So like my point is, people that say that stuff like, oh, these players get so much worse when they leave San Antonio, you're just wrong. Like he was the exact same player when he went to the Memphis Grizzlies. The only difference is he's just gotten better. And with guys like this that have such high IQ but don't necessarily have all of the different attributes that would turn them into a star, the explosiveness, the athleticism, and he's missing some of that. Some of these guys just get better as they get a little bit older. Like their IQ is already pretty high, and then they turn into Jimmy Neutron the longer they go. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. And I think that Kyle Anderson, what really helped him with the Memphis Grizzlies, I will say this, is they moved him. Didn't they move him to power forward?
Yes.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, they moved him to power forward, and he had almost the exact same usage as he did when he was with the Spurs last season, or at least minutes wise. Not usage rating, but minutes wise. And yeah, he thrived in that power forward position. I was gonna say something because when he was with us, he had to play the small forward because Kawhi.
Oh, yeah. With LaMarcus there, we're not whatever. I mean, it's because he's not a shot blocker, but we didn't play LaMarcus at the center position, which really and truly in this day and age you should have. But that is what it is. But we play him on a small forward position, and he started playing the position that he should have been playing at power forward, and he does good work. I mean, he does a good job. I don't know what's with the opposition to bringing back Kyle Anderson. I don't really get it. He's a good role player, and I don't think he hurts the team in any kind of way, honestly.
Me neither, bro. I don't get it. So to go ahead and sum all this up, you guys were wrong about the Dejounte Murray tweet, and you're wrong about Kyle Anderson. You guys are just really wrong. It's really hard for us to be on this hill and be right about everything, but sometimes we have to be. That's a price that I'm willing to pay to be right about these takes and you guys be wrong. So anything you want to say?
No, I'm good. I think we said what we had to say. We corrected chat once again. We showed the Spurs fans exactly, just joking. No, but I definitely think that there needs to be more understanding, even when it comes to the DJ talk or when it comes to the Kyle Anderson talk. It's all about perspective. You have to keep perspective. If you keep perspective on a lot of these guys, well, then it changes a lot of that stuff. It changes the way that you perceive a lot of this stuff.
And I know that sometimes, especially me having this channel and trying to make it grow and stuff, I'm gonna come across, bro. I just put it on this Memphis Grizzlies game. Oh my God, it's close. I'm gonna come across like very arrogant sometimes, and I'm really not. Like I'm really the type where you'll see videos where I'll go back on stuff. It's like, oh, I was wrong. But for me, I have certain beliefs when things happen. I have a take, and I try to back up that take. And it's not until someone really gives me an argument that's just better where I will just sit back and like swallow that bullet. But honestly, I don't think this is one of those situations. I think that the take is just, especially when it comes to the Dejounte Murray thing, the take is, bro, he has the right to be upset. And it's like, yeah, I agree. He has a right to be upset, but like,
I agree.
Yeah, but you can't, I don't think it's a good idea to act that way. Or, in another topic, when we talk about Kyle Anderson, what I hear is, bro, he's too slow. He wouldn't fit with our team. And that's just factually wrong because he's on the fastest team in the NBA and he's thriving just fine. So I don't know what to, I don't know. I just don't see a good take. I mean,
there's no more to really add.
Yeah, everything's just intuitive, man. Everything's just intuitive. And I understand feeling intuitive about it, but it's just wrong. Oh, that was a terrible shot by Desmond Bane. Bro,
it's a good game.
Can I say something? Because so you guys know I'm not just like dogging on Dejounte, because I'm gonna watch the rest of this game and then get off. I guess it's like a mini watch party. I'm watching the game as we speak right now. One thing I'll say is Ja Morant, he should be ashamed of himself. If they lose this game,
he has been horrible.
Not only has he been horrible, the problem with, because don't think it's just DeJounte, okay? When I say these things, I mean it, okay? Ja Morant, he, after game one, basically said, everyone counting us out. Keep that same energy. And he went in game two, same thing. Keep that same energy. Everybody counting us out. And it's like, bro, like, this is a whole full series you got to play. Why are you putting a target on your back? Why are you, I mean, the Timberwolves are already a tough matchup. Why are you making it even tougher? And that's not to say like you shouldn't say anything, but it's like, bro, save it for when you win the thing. And another thing too, is when you say things like that, when you start saying like everyone's counting us out and it's the first round, it kind of make it seem like you're not really expecting your team to go that far this season, because the thing is, the Warriors, you would never catch Curry saying that. And the reason why you wouldn't is because Curry expects to be in the finals. Like, he's not gonna get overly excited about a first round win, you know? Oh, Patrick Beverly just fouled out. That's not good.
It's it's funny. It's funny. I get it, Cat. I get it because Ja's personality is I get everything out the mud. You know what I'm saying? That's his personality. So I can't really blame him because that's on brand. But
no, it's him. It's fine, bro. It's just like, bro. It's one win. like he did it after one win in the playoffs, and it's like they counted us out. They always counted us out. Keep that same energy. It's like, oh my god, bro. Like, can you get out of the series first? I mean, get out of the series.
The funny thing is, he has been probably the worst. Besides Jaren Jackson, I can't excuse Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson has been the worst starter, despite how good he is on paper. I mean, he just fouls and that's been his problem since college. Even he just fouls so much that he can't even play in these games. He's been the second worst starter on this team third worst starter on this team besides Dillon Brooks. That means it's really just been Desmond Bane essentially carrying the Grizzlies. If not for Desmond Bane, they're down. I think they're down. They would be down 3 games without Desmond Bane. So I mean, it's and this game's no different. He's been horrible this game. He's stepping up right now, but I mean, he's been bad this game.
Yeah, he's stepping up right now. But man, it's like, and another thing too, that second win, when he was like really pumping his chest and saying like, you counted us out. They were literally down like 26 points in that game. Like they were getting killed in that game. Like, this matchup that you have isn't like somebody you're just gonna bulldoze over. Like, this is a really tough matchup. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to read the chat. Who should I do next? Which draft player should I do next? I think I already told you this. Like, I'm planning on doing every single player, and there's a few reasons for that. Number one, I want to be very aware of the draft, because I want us to be able to pick somebody up, and I know exactly who that is, or at least know his tendencies or whatever. That's number one. And number two, I want to do it because I already know, obviously, when I'm trying to grow this channel, I want people to, on draft day, to look up their favorite player and be like, hey, bang, who's this? Who's this guy? You know, I think that would be good for the channel. I'm also going to make a rap channel. I really want you on there, bro. I want to talk about some stuff.
Hey, I'll make some guest appearances. I don't mind.
Yeah, we got to talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
Number one, Tekashi. Now that he's back.
Number one?
Yeah, that's number one. That's number one priority.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's definitely gonna be some Eminem. Hold on, my stream stopped. What happened? It stopped at a good time too. What just happened?
So, it says he's still alive.
No, not this stream. The stream I'm watching.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Hold on. But yeah, I just want to do it on any player. So what player do you think I should do next?
Somebody in chat said go over Tyrese like he didn't make a video.
Sorry, Eason.
Yeah, so like Tari Eason, probably like a Blake Wesley, out of Notre Dame. Yeah, those are the guys really. Like, there's no,
there's so many.
Maybe Marjon Beauchamp if you haven't done one. No, you haven't. Maybe Marjon Beauchamp, closer look.
Beauchamp.
Maybe
no, I think I did.
Daniel.
I did do Beauchamp.
You did Beauchamp, huh?
Who did you say?
You said you did Beauchamp.
Yeah, I did Beauchamp.
So, yeah, those are the guys.
No, EJ. I made EJ just the other day. I'll figure it out. You guys want to tell? Oh, wait. Hey, how do you say his name? Ochai.
Ochai Agbaji.
Okay. Agbaji. I've seen his name a lot.
That is player of the year.
Oh, I heard Jokic
out of
too.
Kansas.
I heard Jokic too, and I think people just said it looks like Jokic.
Was Jovic?
Jovic, yeah.
Yeah, nigga, Jovic, not Jokic.
What just happened?
Whoa,
did Memphis just win? Oh wait. Oh crap! 8 seconds left.
It's looking like they're gonna win this, even though they haven't led the entire game essentially. But
don't say anything when it happens. Don't say anything. I'm sure yours is ahead of mine.
Yeah, I'm watching it live. I won't say anything.
Yeah, I'm a little behind. I know I'm behind. Ochi is a dog. Okay. Oh my God! Did the chat just screw the chat, bro? Oh wait, he's at the line anyway. Oh, he will be up by 3 if he hits this. Dang, Minnesota would have blown this. I mean, they still have a shot.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like they should be up 3-1, and now they're gonna be down 3-2. There's no real. It's just one of those situations.
I'll be honest with you guys. I just want a good series. Like I wanted to go to Game 7, but I want the Memphis Grizzlies to win. Not only because I'm from Memphis, but honestly, it's very selfish. I want to go to a Memphis Grizzlies game. Cause when would that game be? Game 7 would be like on a Saturday, right? I mean, I could drive all the way down there. I think it will be on a Saturday. Hold on, let me see.
Oh man.
Let's see. Oh wait, is the game already over?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna look at the chat at all. Okay, because the chat. Yeah. Let me see. Wait, I don't need to look at Memphis Grizzlies either because the score's gonna come up. I'll look later. I don't care. It's on a.
Yeah, I mean, the game not over yet, but I was just not looking up just yet.
Okay. Man, Ja Morant. They just showed that Ja Morant shot against us.
Yeah.
Bro. That was one of the best shots I've ever seen. God, he demolishes us.
Yeah, he goes as extra hard for whatever reason. It's kind of I don't hate it. Well, I hate it as a fan, but I don't hate it because it's just every time he does it, it's impressive.
Well, we're the last we're in their division, so it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't call Memphis Grizzlies our rivals anymore. They used to. I would actually say no one would agree with me on this. I would actually say they're rivals. You notice who's out there, guys? Kyle Anderson. It's a very important play, and they got Kyle Anderson out there. Not for nothing. Okay?
You know why? Yeah. Peak role player.
Yeah, peak role player.
Oh, yeah, peak role player.
Look at his communication. Look at that. He's the leader of this team. Ooh. Edwards. Oh!
Big time. I didn't bite my tongue on that one. Big time.
Oh! That boy legit.
Oh, he's legit.
Oh, he's legit. That is clutch. That is clutch. Oh my God. Are we going to overtime? Oh my God.
I wanted overtime so bad in this game just now.
Exactly. Anderson was in there in a very ideal moment you want him in. Oh my God.
They got some time. They have some time, but I mean, that's the best shot you could have gotten out of that situation. That's crazy.
That's clutch. I'm sorry. I'm about to say this, okay? I'm about to make you guys angry. He will be the best. I don't think anybody disagree with this. He will be the best player on our team. If he was on the Spurs, he would be our superstar. He would be the best player on the team.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. Even though I love DJ, and I think DJ might currently he is, but I think by next year Anthony will be somewhat better.
Who?
I don't know about currently because he's just such a good scorer.
Wait, who would be better? Oh, Anthony. Anthony would be.
Yeah.
Anthony would be the best player on the team. Easy. If Ja was on the team, he would be the best player on the team. I don't even think it'd be close. Good God. All right. Don't say anything, okay? I know you're ahead of me. Like, mute yourself. You're going to go crazy. Who do you give it to? I'm just kidding. You're going to give it to Ja. Honestly, I'll give it to Kyle Anderson. I hope Kyle Anderson hits it. Make all you look stupid. All right, here we go. Last play. Or, well, won't be the last play, maybe. We'll see. Oh, man. Oh! Ja got it. Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you got to give it to Anthony Edwards. This game over, isn't it? Oh, Cat got it. It's over.
This game.
Yeah, it's over. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That is a choke job.
Oh, you said it was a choke job?
That's a choke. That is a choke job by Minnesota. I think there's no real reason why Minnesota should have lost that game. I know Patrick Beverley got fouled out, but I mean, you gotta keep the lead better than that. I don't know how you lose that game.
His hang time came in handy right there. Oh, let's see it again.
It's better to have it than not to.
Who lost them? Who was that lost them? Wait, why would? God, that was stupid. Why did he bite on that? It's like he wanted to force him to the rim. Why would you want to force Ja Morant to the rim? That's like the best thing that he does.
Sometimes that's the only thing he does.
Yeah, force him to shoot the three. What the heck was that? Oh, the Phoenix and Pelicans. All right, I'm watching this. Oh my goodness, bro. These playoffs have been so amazing. I'm sorry. That ending felt like a Western Conference Finals ending. I wouldn't be surprised if this went to Game 7, but I think ultimately
it's such a competitive series. And
yeah.
I had said Minnesota is the absolute worst first round they could have gotten besides going against like the Warriors in the first round. I was like, this is the worst. This is the worst team they could because it's a matchup problem for them.
Who would the Grizzlies?
And
who would the Grizzlies play second if they got out of this series?
They got Warriors. I think.
Warriors. Woo. Hold on, let me see. NBA playoffs bracket. Let's see. There we go. Beautiful. They would have the Warriors. You are right, my friend. So it looks like Memphis will be gone in the second round.
And that's I heard people talking about there's a competition to see who gets killed by the Warriors first.
Yeah. I want Utah out. I want them out of the playoffs because
they're done.
Yeah, they're suck.
Done.
They suck so bad. I hate it. It's like how do you blow these?
I don't like the franchise. Never have liked the franchise. And so
I don't like the fans.
I mean, that team's such a mess.
Yeah, I don't like
it's such a mess.
I don't like
I mean, it's Rudy Gobert, the only person on the floor at any time that's playing defense. Mike Conley all of a sudden hit the age wall and is now washed up all of a sudden. Donovan Mitchell's not playing good defense and is injured. He has 2 bruises on both of his quads are bruised. So he probably isn't gonna come back for the next game.
I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I'm gonna throw this out there. I've never been this excited for, especially us not being in the playoffs. I've never been this excited about the playoffs for a while. Like this is kind of
been great.
Yeah, it's kind of rejuvenated my love for the NBA because for a while it was just like I don't care. Like I know the freaking LeBron's gonna be there because he got a super team. I know the Warriors are just gonna be there. This is the first time where I sit back and I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like Milwaukee, I expect them to beat Boston, but I don't know. And then freaking Miami. I mean, guys, just so many things going on at once. Pelicans.
You don't even know.
Pelicans.
You don't even know who's gonna win the championship this year. There's no championship favorites really.
Yeah, we have no idea. Like I think we can make an educated guess that the Warriors will make it out of the West, but I don't know. And then the Pelicans, they might be the second team ever to be the first seed. The first being the Grizzlies with us. And actually same circumstances. We were injured. Now Phoenix injured, right?
Forget if didn't was it the Nuggets? What did the Nuggets do? Was the Nuggets or the Supersonics?
Beat the first seed?
Where they did, huh?
To beat the first seed?
I think it was in a 5-game series. Was it? Yeah, it was a Nugget. It was. I think it was Nuggets versus the Supersonics, if I'm not mistaken.
AC to beat. I thought that was the first time that ever happened was with the Grizzlies.
Let me actually make sure.
Oh right, wait, you're right.
Yeah, that was the very first time. It was because it was a 5-game series.
Oh, it happened 4 times
In the modern era, 7-game series. Grizzlies were first team.
Oh, okay, then that's where that came from.
Yeah.
God, it's so much better that they changed it. 7-game series is much more fun. You see 4. Well, that's not necessarily true, but okay. Oh, well, you're right. I guess we were both right.
Yeah. I
guess we were both right. Well, I mean, this will be the second time that ever happened in the modern NBA.
Yes, and and the funny thing is, I actually think they can pull it off. I really think the Pelicans have a good chance. That team is, I love that team. I really do. I have a profound admiration for a lot of players on that team.
Honestly,
it's really nice team.
Honestly, there's a lot going on. The 8th seed could beat the 1st seed in the West. Finally, we get to see Luka advance in the playoffs and see how things go when it gets tougher. Because has he gotten past the first round yet?
Nope, he's hit the Clippers wall every year.
Yeah, and he's a young player, so I'm not like faulting him on that. But
no.
Yeah, so we get to see what happens with him when he actually goes against one of these 2 teams. And that's gonna be a good series. And then I expect that to go to 7. And then on top of it, or maybe 6. And then on top of it, you got the Golden State Warriors against Memphis. I'll get to go to one of those games if Memphis gets past Minnesota. I'll get to go to one of those games. I'm gonna make it a mission to go to one of these games. And then let's see. What else is going on? Oh, and then Doc Rivers could be the very first coach to lose up 3-0.
And if it was gonna be anybody,
it will be him.
Gonna be Doc.
It'll be Doc. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I hope Toronto can pull that off. I don't want
former Spur Doc Rivers, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to see James Harden in the playoffs anymore. I don't think he deserved. I don't think he deserved the playoffs. He's like, when we talk about soft, he's the definition. He's the epitome of soft, bro. He's a soft player.
And he's looking like it looks like he's all them years of partying and not being in good condition have finally caught up with him, because he's lost his first step completely, which I didn't see that coming that fast, but
man,
that's how it is.
He played, honestly, like, this is how much of a, I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, this is how much of a loser he is. He played with his health just to get out of his team. Like, really? You're gonna play with your health just to get out of a situation? I think now with Zion, I don't know what's going on with Zion. That's just a weird thing. He needed to just break some habits. But James Harden, I feel like he purposefully did that so he can get out. And I think that that's soft. And then when you get out, you say that this is the perfect situation, and then you have problems there too. Like, I don't know. I'm also glad that the Nets are out and Boston Celtics 1-4, and it should have went down like that, because at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving, I don't like Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, I just feel like he's not a true leader. He's just not a leader. He's a good player. He's just not a leader. And Kyrie's definitely not a leader. You heard what Kyrie had to say?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're going to run this franchise. Where? In the ground? Into the ground? Like, what are you talking about? You don't even show up.
I mean, well, listen. They made that commitment to them. I mean, they got Steve Nash, which is their guy. I mean, Steve Nash, of course, a college player. But, I mean, they're vouching for Steve Nash to maintain his coaching job. You know, the management has already made trades for them. They've caved into all of their desires, got them James Harden when they wanted him, traded James Harden when he wasn't working anymore, got them Ben Simmons, who, you know, is Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it really just comes down to, I was thinking about this earlier, is you have 2 guys who have, and I don't usually consider this within like the realm of anything else but sports. You have 2 guys who have like more beta personalities, who aren't really big, true leaders on any squad they've ever been on. Every time Kyrie's been asked to lead somebody somewhere, he hasn't. He's one of the most talented guys to ever grace the NBA. I think he's probably the best point guard finisher that can't dunk that's ever existed, really. or doesn't dunk like that consistently.
Bro.
And KD is probably the greatest scorer to ever grace the league. But mentally, they're not built like that. They are not leaders. They're not going to lead you somewhere.
Okay, I'm gonna say a few things because somebody said did KD decline? I don't think so, not that much. I mean, his last game he played very well. I just think he's just not really that much of a leader.
No.
But I was gonna say this with Kyrie, I can't stand Kyrie. First and foremost, a lot of people say how smart Kyrie is. I don't think he's that smart. I think that you guys are just kind of getting wrapped into it. I don't think Kyrie Irving is that smart of a person. I'm sorry. I've heard him speak. I've heard some of his philosophies. I don't think he's that smart. I hear what you guys saying. He's not that smart. And he like kind of puts himself on this pedestal at times, but really in actuality, when push comes to shove, he is willing to flip off fans on national television. He's not that classy. It's not a lot to Kyrie's personality that I like, and that's a personal thing, and I understand that. Now, as far as him actually playing, he never even shows up. Like, I rarely see him. He's like, and he's very obnoxious with it too, because he'll come back after being gone forever and then like talk like he's the leader. That's why he hasn't fit on any of the teams he's been on. That's why the Celtics hated him. The coaching staff hated him. The players hated him because he would not show up and then come into the practice like he's the leader. Like, it would be similar to you, Impeccabull, doing all the work. Like let's say we're in a classroom, okay, and it's a project coming up, and you have to be in a group project. And let's say you and like, you know, Swish Hill has a project that you have to do, and you're working on it. You're doing the research. You're doing everything you possibly can. And me, I'm not showing up to school. I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, hey man, I'm on a journey right now. Like, you know, school is really stressing me out. Politics is stressing me out, and I'm just gonna take a break from school. And it's like, okay, I understand, man. Whatever, you know, take your break. You know, when you get back, just get to work. But then I come back to school, like after like 2 weeks of being gone, and then I come in there, and then I start telling you what you need to do with the project and how you should take it in a different direction, and how the research that you're doing is not as good as it could have been, and how you need to retype all the paragraphs that you spent hours typing. Like, you need to redo your entire project. Okay, I'm the leader now. I'm back. And it's like, bro, you weren't here when we got into this position. You weren't here when we were grinding out these games. You weren't here when we were trying to get in the playoffs. And that's how I feel about Kyrie, man. He shows up late.
I don't even particularly disagree, man. Like, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I don't think he's an intelligent guy. I think he's relatively pretty smart. I think he's fairly socially conscious. I think he's socially aware. He puts his money behind his mouth when it comes to social projects and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna hate on too much in that way. But the one thing I have noticed with him is that he's fairly conceited. As in,
oh yeah,
even if he is of a higher intelligence, he's so wrapped up in his own intellect. He's so wrapped up in and of himself that rarely do I think he ever really gives himself the chance to really even be like a person on his team. Because he probably doesn't even really think of himself as a person. He thinks of himself as
a god,
a movement. You know, he in and of himself is a movement. You know, that's how Kyrie's always treated himself. Is he breathes a rarer air than other people around him. That he has I mean, there's high ego, and then there's what Kyrie does, or what Kyrie is. You know, and that's just how he's always been. It's always been the weirdest thing to me, because like there's no real reason for him to be like that. But I mean, and then even worse, he doesn't really have a leadership personality, so he doesn't really, he doesn't lead anybody. He doesn't do any of these things that somebody of his mentality would do in those positions.
I was gonna say this. The reason why I don't think Kyrie's that smart is because he's incoherent. Like, a lot of things that he talk about, he makes it sound like it's smart, that he's actually saying something, but at the end of the day, he's saying nothing. Like the whole COVID thing, when he went on that whole tirade on Instagram Live, it was a lot of nothing. He was saying a lot of nothing. I think with Kyrie, it just sounds smart, but I don't think he's actually smart. And I would give him credit for certain things that he put his money where his mouth is, sure. But at the end of the day, I don't think it takes a lot, or like Albert Einstein amount of genius to be an advocate for certain social programs. I don't think that it takes much. I can give him credit for that, sure. But at the end of the day, and this is coming from someone who was a huge Kyrie fan, by the way. Like, he was my favorite player in the NBA at one point. Especially 2016. After that, I was like, oh my God, he's my favorite player in the NBA. It wasn't until that stuff started going down. And I was even giving him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, he just doesn't want to play under LeBron's shadow. I get that. I understand, man. And then I started realizing, wait a minute, something's a little off here. But overall, like, I just don't think he's that smart. I think that people see him as smart because he sounds good when he talks. But I think when it's all said and done, I don't think the guy's that smart. I think he's very incoherent. When he makes a point, it's never smart to me. It's just like, what are you talking about?
It seems very base.
Yeah.
He'll use fanciful language around these points, but it's not like what he's saying isn't that complicated. He's essentially flowering up this point to make it sound more poignant than it actually is.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. If I play it, I'll play this now. I'm gonna get out of here. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure you're not listening to any music. Crap. Just talk. Was it this? Talks LeBron in NBA Finals. I don't think it was this. No. It was about the COVID stuff. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Man, it was a lot of nothing. Is this the full thing? I bet you if I just play a snippet, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm not sitting here to give y'all information, give y'all a whole bunch of, my wisdom beyond my years and knowledge. Nah, I'm just here to stay real. I'm always going to stay true to me, and that's me. This is my life. I get to do whatever I want with this. This is one body that I get here, one God body that I get here. And you telling me what to do with my body, and it has nothing to do with the organization. I'm gonna put that out there. It has nothing to do with the Nets. It has nothing to do with my teammates. This has everything to do with what's going on in our world. And I'm being grouped in to something that's bigger than just a game of basketball. And you got that fandom, which is like a religion to people out here. Basketball is like a religion. Entertainment is like a religion to people. They like get so caught up emotionally. It's just like, yo, effing get vaccinated or just leave. We angry at what you're doing, man. It's just like, nah, that's like, what are you talking about? I'm a human being. I have emotions. I have feelings. I have thoughts. Things that I keep to myself. Things that I share. But I'm staying grounded in what I believe in. It's just as simple as that. It's not about being.
Let me see if I can find it.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not normal. What's going on? This is not normal. And I'm not going to get too emotional here either. I'm just thinking with my logic. I'm just thinking for all those that are dealing with similar things that I'm dealing with. You got to put your livelihood on the line in order for a mandate that you don't necessarily agree with all the way. Like, nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Like, you only get one of these. If you choose to get a vaccine, I support you. If you choose to be unvaccinated, I support you. Do what's best for you. But that doesn't mean go around and start judging people for what they're doing with their lives. Like, I'm going to continue to serve others. I'm going to continue to be me.
Hold on.
Reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really not reality.
Because I remember it has been so long since I watched this, so it's gonna be hard to just find. But I remember him going on this whole tirade at the beginning, and then it kind of ending with him saying that he's not against vaccination, like he's not anti-vax, and people shouldn't put that label. And it's like, no, that's what you that's kind of what you are. Like, you can say that you're not, but like, this is what, and then he'll say that I'm making a stand, and it's like, what are you making the stand for exactly? Like, I don't know. I just didn't understand it. I don't know.
I think the way I
fear,
perceived it
I have
was
anxiety.
he doesn't really want the moniker that comes along with
or they just don't
being
know.
Anti-vax, so he kind of wants.
So
to,
I'm sorry that y'all had.
I don't want to take the vaccine.
All of this being torn down around me.
Understand? I'm not taking the me not taking the vaccine doesn't mean that other people shouldn't take the vaccine. Or that
I'm sorry that y'all, you guys had to hear that I'm anti this or anti that without hearing from
you. Out against the vaccine.
It's a time where you just got
other people. Well, personally,
you backing them up
I'm
against
not
the wall.
going to get the vaccine because I don't trust it, and I wouldn't want to put that into my body if I don't trust it.
Equally, there's so
how
much
I perceived it.
we can do for one another to help.
Kind of like, well,
but the thing was,
anti-vax.
But
that's
here,
what you are.
But this was the thing too. Like, Kyrie, he was saying that he's. Look, I have to watch this whole thing again. Okay, this isn't a segment. I'm just randomly clicking on it. But this whole thing with it was he started saying stuff like he did his own research, and it was like, what research did you do? Like, what research did you do, my guy? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I did my own research, and this is that. I don't know what he got his information. I just thought that he was just very weird in this whole thing. Like, he almost it almost seemed like he was throwing stones, but then like hiding his hands. But it's not just this. Obviously, he doesn't work when he's on teams. Like, players do not like playing with Kyrie Irving. So, yeah. It's going to be really hard for me to find it, so I'm not going to like go through it and like fixate on it. But this was very incoherent when it was all said and done. He wrapped it up into
he's
something
never
where I
really
was
big
like,
on
what?
accountability. You know, he's never really the most team friendly guy. So it's kind of like, you know, anytime he's on a team, it's kind of like, okay, Kyrie's on your team. That's about it. You know?
Yeah. Okay, I thought my light went down.
Kind of. A few years ago, I remember when he actually had us on like his very short list of teams that he wanted to go to. I was always saying to myself, I wonder what would have happened if he went to the Spurs.
We would have been screwed. At the time, we didn't know that Kyrie was like this. Like, we didn't know that he was just going to disappear. Right. And that's the thing, bro. It's not like he disappears. Like, people say, well, the COVID thing, he disappeared because he didn't want to get for whatever, dude. Whatever. That's one thing. But he'll disappear just out of nowhere. He'll disappear to go on a journey and then say, like, well, you know, life is bigger than basketball. It's like, oh my God, bro. Like, you can't go on these, because what he'll do is he'll do this. He'll just like walk away for like a period of time. People can't get a hold of him. I remember that. Like, people do not know where Kyrie is. And then he'll come back. And he'll be like, why are people so upset? Like, this is just my own personal journey. This is my life. It's like, bro, you're borderline gaslighting now. Like, obviously fans are going to be upset that the player that they invest money, the franchise, the organization that they invest money and time in, is not showing up. The entertainer that they enjoy watching is not showing up. I mean, anybody would be upset. If I went to a concert, an Eminem concert, and Eminem just didn't show up, and then he tweeted something out like, oh, guys, sorry, I'm on a personal journey. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, okay, well, go on your person. It's like, no, I kind of wanted to see you perform. That's kind of why I came out here. That's kind of, you know, I don't know. Kyrie is
No, I get you. I get you there, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to address something. Do you see what Chat's talking about right now with Primo?
No. Wait, I'm sorry, Chat. What they say?
So they've been talking about expectations for Primo, and how some of the people don't really buy into Primo being special or anything.
I mean,
or him not really having the first season that a lot of fans expected based off of the hype, and them kind of not really knowing what to expect next year from him as far as like production is concerned.
Oh man, that's just Chat being wrong again. That's okay. It's just wrong. You're just wrong. Primo. First off, Primo was in and out all season long, like from the San Antonio Spurs to the G League. Like, he was back and forth the entire time. So that in and of itself kind of hurt him. So and when he did play for the Spurs, they put him in a role where he was more of a catch and shoot. It wasn't until later on where they were trying to develop it more in the G League, where he'll be more of a ball handler, which he was really good in the G League, by the way. Go watch his G League highlights. But they were trying to put him in that role, and then they kind of did that near the end of the season, later half of the season, where Primo was actually able to play that role a little more often, and he looked a little bit better. But overall, I wouldn't trip about Primo not looking how you expected him to look. He's super young. Like I said, didn't get a lot of NBA experience. He was back and forth, and it's a few unknowns, but not really. I think the Spurs really got a gem here, and I think he's going to be a superstar. Everything about his game is borderline perfect. It's just a matter of perfecting it. I guess that's a weird way of putting all that, but perfecting it, more experience, just improving his skills. But the raw skill that he does have is incredible. Vision, court vision's great. High basketball IQ, offensive and defensive high IQ. Sneaky athleticism, great first step, can create his own shot, create space, good dribbler. It's just a matter of give him a couple years. But he's really good. You're just wrong. If the roster stayed the way it is right now, in 2 years. I would say 2 years. And he's going to make a big jump, I think, this over this summer. But I'll give him 2 years. He'll be the best player on the team. I think he's
that's a possibility, man. I mean, he hasn't even finished developing.
No, he's still growing.
Physically. So, I mean, who knows how tall? Who knows how tall he is? What he's physically built like. You need to get. That's the thing with young players. You have zero clue what you have on your hands until you kind of find out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot!
All right, it looks like my stream's acting a little up. So.
Yeah, it dropped.
It dropped.
I think it dropped. Oh no, you're back.
Okay, I'm gonna just do my outros.
Yep.
Impeccabull. I'm gonna talk to you. Let me just do something real quick. All right, let me bring this up. Views from the rafters, guys. If first and foremost, my boy Impeccabull. I actually have a podcast with him, Swish Hill, and Maddie, which I'm not sure what Maddie's new alias is, but Views from the Rafters. So please just type in Views from the Rafters on YouTube and go subscribe. We're gonna have a new podcast that we're basically working on. We only have 3 videos out, but we're gonna keep growing. So check that out. Impeccabull is very knowledgeable. He's very smart, very intellectual young man, more so than Kyrie.
Thank you very much.
He's much smarter than Kyrie.
Well, yes.
Yeah, much smarter than Kyrie. And also, if you guys want to support me in any shape or fashion, it's only $2 per month. So I got the Patreon link below. So all you have to do is just hit that little join button. And I do trivias at the end of every month. Now, this month is going to be a little bit different. Thursday, I am going to do a giveaway for Patreon YouTube members. You technically not allowed to do that, but it's just call it a trivia, okay? And I'll pick a random member. I won't be picking it, but it's going to be at random. But anyways, if you want to support the channel, only $2 per month. Or if you don't want to support on Patreon, you can just go to my channel and just click join. I do have a video ready for tomorrow. I have to record another video later for tomorrow. What the heck? When did I just get some more? Okay. Huh. This channel's really growing, bro. I know this is crazy to wish, but I really hope that we can get to 10K by draft, like after draft, like right after draft. I would love to be at 10K.
I think it's fully possible. Don't even say it's crazy. It's fully possible.
Yeah, we're halfway there, but it's growing more and more. But anyways, you guys want to support the channel, please do. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm about to bounce. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
No. Thanks for having me on tonight. And hey, all we can do is hope for the best, especially when it comes to next season.
Yeah, man. Are you down for Thursday to record a video? Maybe.
Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if we get Thursday. Sure.
Okay, we'll have to get with, because I meant for Views for the Raptors, so we'll get with Harrison and see, or Swishy, I'm sorry, and see. But I'm going live on here too, so it probably like right after or something. Figure it out.
All right.
Well, all right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love, my guy. I'll be in the chat. So.
All right. Well, no problem.
All right, dog.
All right. I'll peace out.
All right. Yeah, I like that guy, man. I like that guy. Okay. Actually, before I go, let me go ahead and see what you guys had to say about where is it? Okay, it's basically 50-50 on Kyle Anderson coming back. 47% says yes, 53% said no. So it's very 50-50. Okay. Stop sending our draft picks to Julie. All right, I'm getting off. All right, I'll give it to you guys later, man. I appreciate the love. Everybody have a good night. Everybody tell each other good night. Come on. Come on. Where's the GNs? You guys just gonna keep fighting? All right, you guys just keep fighting. Let me end this poll. Not bad. Not bad at all. GN, there we go. That's all we needed. GN, there we go. All right. I'll give it to you guys later, man. Yeah, I'll give it to you guys later.